Imagine waking up in the morning, stretching your arms, and feeling not only your joints moving freely, but also a deep sense of calm and confidence in your body. Your energy is steady, your mood feels light, and even your memory seems sharper than it did last year. Now, picture the opposite. Waking up sluggish, with tightness in your pelvic area, irritability you can't quite explain, and an uneasy awareness that something in your health just doesn't feel right. What if I told you that one often overlooked piece of the puzzle, something simple, natural, and entirely within your control, could make the difference? I'm talking about self-release, or masturbation, in older men. Yes, it's a topic many avoid, but as a health professional, I can assure you it's far more important than most people realize. And if you ignore it, the consequences can ripple across your prostate health, sexual function, mental well-being, and even cardiovascular health. Before we dive in, I want to ask you something personal but important. Have you ever wondered what really happens to the male body when sexual release stops completely in older age? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. You'll be surprised how many other men and women are quietly curious about the exact same thing. For many men after 60, life looks a little different. Energy levels drop, erections may not be as strong or reliable, anxiety, loneliness, or mood swings creep in, and the risk of prostate issues from enlargement to cancer becomes a serious concern. Unfortunately, avoiding sexual release doesn't just affect intimacy, it can make all of those problems worse. Many seniors dismiss the subject as not important anymore, but the science is very clear. Sexual health is not separate from overall health. It's a core part of it. That's why today we're going to break down exactly what happens if older men stop masturbating, what the risks are, and most importantly, how to maintain healthy balance safely, naturally, and confidently. Let's start with the basics. As men age, testosterone levels decline. By age 60, many men have about 20 to 30% less testosterone compared to their younger years. That means less energy, more fat around the waistline, and decreased muscle strength, and lower libido. Now, masturbation, or regular sexual release, doesn't magically turn back the clock, but here's the key. It stimulates blood flow, supports hormone balance, and helps maintain healthy prostate function. Think of it like exercise. Just as walking keeps your heart and legs strong, sexual release helps keep your pelvic region, reproductive system, and even your brain healthy. I once had a patient, we'll call him George, who came in at age 72, complaining of frequent nighttime urination, low mood, and a frustrating sense that his masculinity was slipping away. After talking openly, he admitted he hadn't had any sexual release in almost 2 years, believing it was unnecessary at his age. We worked on improving his diet, added some gentle exercises, and encouraged him to return to self-release as part of his routine. Within 6 months, George noticed fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom, better erections, improved mood, and even sharper memory. This isn't magic, it's physiology. One of the biggest risks of avoiding masturbation in old age is prostate congestion. Here's how it works. The prostate is a small gland, about the size of a walnut, that produces seminal fluid. If you go long periods without ejaculation, that fluid can build up. Over time, this can lead to prostate enlargement, or BPH, making urination more difficult, prostatitis, inflammation that causes pain and discomfort, and possibly even a higher risk of prostate cancer. In fact, one large-scale study from Harvard University followed more than 30,000 men and found that those who ejaculated more frequently, about 21 times a month, had a significantly lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to those who ejaculated only 4 to 7 times per month. That's a dramatic difference, and it shows that sexual release isn't just about pleasure, it's literally about disease prevention. Let me paint a picture. Imagine your prostate like a sponge that fills with fluid. If it's regularly squeezed out and refreshed, it stays healthy, pliable, and free of blockages. But if it just sits there, filling and filling without release, it can swell, stiffen, and eventually cause pressure, pain, or disease. That's the reality for many older men who stop masturbating. Now, let's talk about the brain. Sexual release has powerful mental benefits, especially in senior men. When you masturbate, your body releases a cascade of endorphins, dopamine, and oxytocin. These are the same chemicals that help you feel relaxed, connected, and even protected against depression. Without regular release, men are more prone to irritability, anxiety, and even memory problems. A 2016 study published in the journal Aging and Mental Health found that older adults who maintain some level of sexual activity, whether partnered or solo, scored significantly better on memory and executive function tests than those who were completely inactive. In other words, masturbation isn't just about sexual health, it's about brain health. So let me ask you, do you believe mental sharpness is linked to sexual health in older age? Drop a quick yes or no in the comments. I'd love to see where most of you stand. Another overlooked benefit is circulation. Masturbation increases blood flow throughout the pelvic area and stimulates the release of nitric oxide, the same compound that helps relax blood vessels and lower blood pressure. For seniors, this can mean better cardiovascular function, reduced risk of erectile dysfunction, and improved overall vitality. Now, to be clear, masturbation alone won't cure heart disease or replace exercise, but it works in synergy with lifestyle choices like walking, eating well, and managing stress. Some men may wonder, how often is healthy? The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. For some, once or twice a week feels right. For others, a few times a month. What matters most is consistency and what feels good for your body. A good rule of thumb? Aim for at least some form of release every week, adjusting based on your comfort, energy, and health conditions. And remember, if you have medical concerns like severe prostate enlargement or are on medications that affect sexual function, talk openly with your doctor. There are safe, personalized approaches for everyone. Now that we've seen why regular self-release matters, let's connect the dots with something just as critical: what you eat. Think of your body like a car engine. Regular use keeps the oil moving and prevents clogs. But what you fuel the engine with, your diet, decides whether the engine runs smoothly or sputters out. Certain foods and nutrients directly influence testosterone production, prostate health, circulation and blood flow, mood and energy, and yes, even your body's ability to enjoy sexual release comfortably. If there's one mineral every senior man should pay attention to, it's zinc. Zinc plays a direct role in testosterone production and sperm health. Low zinc levels have been linked to erectile dysfunction and lower libido. It also supports a healthy immune system, which becomes especially important as we age. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition showed that older men who were zinc deficient had significantly reduced testosterone levels, while supplementation restored them closer to normal. You can get zinc naturally from foods like oysters, the richest source, lean beef and chicken, pumpkin seeds and cashews. If you don't eat seafood or red meat, consider adding a handful of pumpkin seeds to your salad daily. Too much zinc, usually from supplements, not food, can cause nausea and interfere with copper absorption. Seniors should aim for about 11 milligrams per day, unless advised otherwise by their doctor. Good sexual function requires healthy circulation.
That's where omega-3 fatty acids come in. They reduce inflammation in blood vessels, support heart health, improve brain function and mood. Research in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that men with higher omega-3 intake had better erectile performance and lower rates of depression. You can boost omega-3s with fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, and mackerel, 2 servings per week. Walnuts and chia seeds. Fish oil or algae oil supplements, if your doctor approves. Omega-3 supplements can thin the blood, so if you're on blood thinners, talk to your physician first. Vitamin D isn't just for bones, it's also a hormone regulator. Low vitamin D levels are strongly linked with erectile dysfunction and low testosterone. It also supports immune function and mental health. A 2015 study in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that men with vitamin D deficiency were far more likely to experience ED compared to those with adequate levels. You can get vitamin D by spending 15 to 20 minutes in direct sunlight daily, when possible. Eating vitamin D-rich foods like fortified dairy, eggs, and fatty fish. Considering supplements if your doctor finds your levels low. Excess vitamin D supplementation can raise calcium levels in the blood, causing kidney issues, so always check your levels before taking high doses. One of the most powerful compounds for older men's prostate health is lycopene, a red pigment found in tomatoes. It helps reduce oxidative stress in prostate cells. Studies show it may reduce the risk of prostate cancer and improve urinary symptoms in men with enlarged prostates. A meta-analysis in the Journal of Nutritional Science found that men with higher lycopene intake had a 20 to 30% reduced risk of prostate cancer. Here's a neat trick. Lycopene is best absorbed when tomatoes are cooked. That means tomato sauce, tomato paste, or even roasted tomatoes are fantastic. Tomatoes are safe for nearly everyone. The only consideration is if you suffer from severe acid reflux. Cooked tomato product can sometimes make it worse. Magnesium is a quiet hero when it comes to men's health. Helps regulate testosterone. Improves sleep quality. Relaxes blood vessels, improving circulation. A study in the International Journal of Andrology found that older men with higher magnesium levels had significantly better testosterone levels and erectile function. Include foods like spinach and leafy greens, almonds and pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate, yes, in moderation. High-dose magnesium supplements can cause diarrhea. Food sources are generally safest. Quick question for you. Which of these foods do you already include in your weekly meals? Fish, tomatoes, nuts, or leafy greens? Write it in the comments. You might inspire someone else to try something new. Let me share another quick story. A 68-year-old man named Robert came to one of my workshops. He admitted he'd stopped all sexual activity years ago, thinking it was behind him. He also ate a diet heavy in processed foods, with almost no fresh produce. After learning about the role of lycopene, zinc, and vitamin D, he started small, adding tomato sauce twice a week, swapping chips for pumpkin seeds, and taking short daily walks in the sun. Within 3 months, Robert not only felt his mood lift, but his prostate symptoms improved and he rediscovered comfort with solo release. Sometimes it's not about radical change. It's about small, consistent steps that rebuild confidence and health. Beyond vitamins and minerals, one of the most simple yet most overlooked factors is hydration. Dehydration thickens semen, making release less comfortable. It also contributes to constipation, which can worsen prostate symptoms. Proper hydration keeps circulation and urinary health in balance. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water per day. If plain water feels boring, try herbal teas or add lemon slices. So far, we've built a strong foundation. Masturbation helps protect the prostate, brain, and circulation. Nutrition fuels hormone balance, energy, and comfort with release. And lifestyle habits, like hydration, tie it all together. But here's where it gets even more powerful. Combining these elements with other simple daily practices can extend vitality well into your 70s and beyond. And that's what we'll uncover in Part 3. The role of exercise, stress management, sleep, and routines in keeping men's sexual and prostate health thriving as the years go by. If you found today's food and nutrient breakdown helpful, go ahead and hit the like button. It helps us reach more seniors looking for trustworthy health advice. And I'd love to hear from you. Which nutrient do you think is most important for men's health after 60?